Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I want to welcome you again to our family orientation night. We are so sorry, and it was beyond our control that your students didn't get a chance to tour our high school before COVID-19 disrupted the world. But here we are trying to make provisions to provide you as much information as possible to help you and your child transition into the ninth grade confidently, knowing that we will take good care of them. But again, I'm Dr. Latanya Daniels. I am the current as well as outgoing principal at Richfield High School. I have been the principal for 5 years and feel so fortunate to have led the high school for the last 5 years. However, I'm now transitioning into the assistant superintendent role. So this lady that you see in the center of this slide, that is not me, which is obvious, but that is the new principal of the high school, and her name is Stacy Thien Collins. She comes highly lauded and praised for her work leading the Murray Junior High School in St. Paul, as well as Como Park Senior High School. So she is our new incoming principal at the high school, and we are excited to have her. But I also wanted to introduce to you my amazing team that I've had the opportunity to work with over my last 3 years. Actually, for Dave, the last 5 years as my principalship has unfolded. And so we're going to start with the round. This is the running joke that we have amongst our team. We're going to start with the round heads. And so the first round head that I am going to introduce is Dave Bowie, the one who has been with me the longest. He is our activities director, and Dave has been the activities director at Richfield High School for 5 years. He is also a teacher. He is a science teacher, and so he has done remarkable work at the high school with our athletics program, moving us to a more competitive conference, putting us in building in systems and structures to make sure we have a successful program. However, Dave is transitioning back into the classroom this fall, but he is our current activities director and he will answer all questions regarding activities. I also want to introduce to you the next brown roundhead you see, which is Mr. Johnny Cook. Johnny is the assistant principal. He's been with our team for 1 year, comes to us from the Robbinsdale School District and has done an amazing job transitioning into the Richfield family. And we're so happy to have him. And my ride or die, who is Carrie Valla, who's been with me for 3 years. And she is a remarkable leader, knows curriculum and instruction, was the former math director for Richfield Public Schools, left for a year, came back, and became our assistant principal. So this is the amazing team that your child will have the opportunity and will be fortunate enough to work with next school year. And so I want to give them their due and introduce them properly to you. Next slide, John. So we are so fortunate to have a supportive community. And so when I say community, which is this in the center of this wordle that's representing here, in 2017, we had a referendum to pass overwhelmingly by the voters in Richfield by 75% to basically give us more money to support learning and to accelerate learning in Richfield Public Schools. And so we went from spending approximately $950 per pupil to over $1,400 per pupil. And so what we've done is we have created a safe learning environment for our students, but we also have so I said also twice, maintained class sizes, made class sizes smaller, and we've also added additional supports. And you will see those supports when you experience your child's schedule, and I'm sure you are already aware of those because you have helped your child register for classes for next year. Next slide, John. So with these referendum dollars, we've also worked on the physical structures of our buildings in Richfield Public Schools. And for the high school, we are fortunate enough to have created a safer entrance. We've also created a lower and upper commons area where our students dine. Students can also study, but creating this like college-like experience where these spaces can be used flexibly to allow students to learn, connect, eat, dine, socialize our students love the space and how it's been rolled out. Unfortunately, they didn't get a chance to enjoy it this spring. However, it will be ready for you all in the fall. Dave is the activities director, and the work that's happening right now is at a classroom level, and we're also working to improve our athletics area. And so the students and families have a lot to look forward to at the high school. John, can you click on that so they can kind of experience what it's like to walk through the doors of the high school? Thank you. So now you're walking into the new secured entranceway. That is the main office. You'll be greeted by our receptionist. Our outreach workers are always also housed in that office. This is the commons area that I was talking about. Also to your right was the school store. These stairs will lead you to the main office of the high school, where our assistant principals and student support services is also located. But again, this is the common space, 2 floors. This is the cafeteria as well. We're approaching the kitchen to the left. Those are the receptacles for our students to recycle their trash. And our students really have, we did not have all of this common space available for our students this fall, this school year. We had to be flexible because construction is, you can set a start date and a possible end date, but we know that we don't know what happens once we start knocking down walls. And that is exactly what we ran into. And so our students were able to experience some of this. What we're approaching right now is a smaller cafe where students are able to purchase cookies and treats, yogurt, and then this hallway leads to our main floor English hallway. But it's just a flexible space for our students to enjoy and really begin to transition from being in a high school to being in a college campus. John, can you pause it and go to the next slide? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
We believe in supporting our students, and one way we support our students is that all students will receive a district-issued Chromebook at the beginning of the school year. Students, they will keep their Chromebook throughout the year to use at school and at home also to access work, and so it's awesome for our students. The way our schedule is set up is that our first hour begins at 8:30, and students, the end of the day for our students is at 3:20. We have 7 class periods, and we have a daily AD schedule offering of supported and enrichment courses. And so what that basically means is this: everybody talks about high expectations, but we believe at Richfield High School that in order to have high expectations, you have to have high support to go along with that. And with the high expectations and the high level of support, you will get high achievement. And so when we talk about enrichment courses, that means that if your child is enrolled in a rigorous course, they could also be in an enrichment class, which would mean that it would be a class to receive additional support, additional help from a licensed teacher in that area that they're in. And so it works out very well where students attend the class, and they also attend the enrichment course to get the additional help that they need. In addition, we have advisory every week, and the focus of advisory is on improving and supporting our students academically and also being college and career ready. And the way we define college and career ready is that we want all of our students who graduate to be able to pursue their dreams when they do graduate. That means that they are knowledgeable, they can access post-secondary opportunities. Post-secondary opportunities can be the military, it could be a technical program, it could be 2-year college, it could be a 4-year college. So in advisory, they get information about that, and we have we are working on having curriculum that is catered for each grade level, because the needs of ninth graders, of course, would be different for the needs of our 12th graders. And so in advisory, our students are in advisory with the same grade level students, and they also have the same teacher throughout the time that they're at Richfield High School. And so it is a great way that we support our students. Also, we have academic time where we do grade checks, and also supported time to give students additional help with the work, additional help with classes that they may need help with.
Thank you again for joining us tonight. As my colleague said, I want to be sure to mention all of the opportunities that we have here at Richfield High School to both have your students experience college level courses and save you some money. So we offer 14 College in the Schools courses. These courses transcript to the University of Minnesota. So you get high school credit and college credit at the same time. We offer 9 AP courses. We also offer opportunities for post-secondary enrollment, PSEO, and we partner with HTC in Eden Prairie to offer some of their career pathway courses. Again, all of this comes with the opportunity to try out some upper level classes with support. So our schedule allows for your student to take a look at the rigorous courses. We believe all of our scholars can end up in these CIS and AP courses, and our teachers do a fantastic job supporting students with what they need to be successful in those courses. We also strongly believe in a well-rounded education. So some of the elective offerings you'll see on the slide right now, thinking about, we want your student to be able to achieve their dreams. So if they want to take an art class or a FACS class, they are interested in culinary arts, they want to really maximize their opportunities for team sports during the school day, they're interested in coding, we want to make sure our students, all of our students, get an opportunity to both try out things that they're curious about and get really focused in on what they want to do post high school. And that all comes together in a master schedule that looks complicated at first, so we wanted to put this slide up here. It looks like your student takes 10 periods a day, but that's not true. They take 7 classes a day. You'll see we offer 3 different lunch periods. So students will go hours 1 through 3, and then one of the assigned blocks will have their lunch and their other 2 middle block classes. You'll see the advisory schedule, as Mr. Cook talked about. That happens for us on Thursdays. So we run just a little bit of a modified schedule to allow for that social emotional support, college and career readiness, and academic planning.
We have many staff members that are here to support your students. We're very fortunate to have 4 full-time counselors, a full-time social worker, and a half-time social worker. And I work very closely. We work very closely with our student support services team, and they are fantastic educators. And not only that, they love children, and they're excellent at what they do. And as the slide says, they help with everything from helping your students come up with an academic plan, social and emotional supporting, helping students come up with a plan for college and financial aid, also 504 case management, also giving families support with community agencies if they're needed, and school-wide development guidance, and also homeless transportation if needed. We also have student family outreach support staff members. Elise, Sarah, Victoria, again, very excellent at what they do. They help in terms of, help us out in terms of working with our families, everything from interpreting, parent education, translating services. Elise works with our Somalian families. Sarah works with our Native American families. Victoria works with our Spanish-speaking families. And again, and excellent staff and even better people.
Hi, this is Dave Boy, Activities. Am I on there? Okay.
Yep.
Sorry. This is Dave Boy, Activities Director. Yeah, we had to have one little glitch. It couldn't all go off, right?
Right.
Super excited. Last year, we started a after-school programs. I know most of you are involved in our middle school. They had that same program, but we were lucky enough to be able to continue that program at the high school. And so after school, Monday through Thursday, from 3:20 to 5:15, we provide a variety of activities. They're very much student based on student interest. When students come to us or to their staff and talk about things that they would like to do, our Beacon staff does a great job of figuring out a way to get those things. Registration is free, so it's free to our students. We have busing with limited routes, so not all of our regular routes, but we have busing provided for students who live in Richfield if they stay after. And you can see the contact down there is Des Harper. He works at the high school every day, so he's in contact with us. And again, you have his phone number and his email to reach him at if you are interested in that in the fall. Next slide. On this slide, you can see we pride ourselves on a wide variety of after-school clubs, athletics, activities, and a variety of special events to celebrate our students as we go through. And I just want to talk a second on why we want kids to be involved. They're fun, they're healthy, all of those things. But sometimes just as important to us is the fact that we know that students that are involved in these things do better academically, they get better grades, they're more likely to graduate, they're more likely to go on to college, and the social emotional piece. I know some of you are worried and concerned of my students going to a big school and are they going to get lost and are people going to know them? And number one, that's not our school. Our kids take care of each other, our staff takes care of our kids, but this is a great way to get your student involved in something else, to get them connected to school. It's a great way to get to know students in other grades. They're going to know kids, not just in their 9th grade class, but sophomores, juniors, seniors. And once again, our kids do a great job of treating our freshmen, our 9th grade students, like younger brothers and sisters. They take care of them. They will show them around. So I would encourage everyone to try to find something in the fall, find some way to get involved right away from the get-go, to make Richfield feel like a home for you and a place that you belong. Next slide. Transportation. So we have busing available. So if you live over 2 miles and within the Richfield School District, we have bus routes available, and those are free of charge. We also have what we call a pay-to-ride program. And so again, the price for that is based on your lunch status. And you can see full price is $300 for a full year, $165 is for the winter months only. And then you can see we go down to $225 for students and families on the reduced lunch program, and $162 for students on our free lunch program. Again, those are last year's prices, so we will have, they are going to have new prices posted for you next year, but they won't be very different than that.
So this all comes together when we launch the fall, and we invite students in to experience the high school, to experience and meet some of their teachers, to walk through their schedule. And we provide this opportunity on what we call a Thursday, and we call it freshman orientation. This upcoming fall, we are offering this opportunity Thursday, September 3rd, 2020, from 9 a.m. to noon. And I would highly recommend you to encourage or actually bring your child to this event, because once 9th graders actually walk through their schedule, experience the building, meet some of their teachers, they just feel so much better. And we also have this orientation because we really pride ourselves. If you think about what Dave just shared, we really pride ourselves on making sure students feel a sense of belonging. That is something that we are about at the high school. That is something that the district is about in our strategic plan. So we want students to feel like they belong. We want students to feel connected. We want kids to feel seen. We want kids to feel heard. And so it is so imperative that they start off in this orientation, and those students who start off in this orientation, they feel connected immediately, and they're typically off to a great start to the school year. Next slide. And we invite parents and the rest of the family members in on that afternoon, later on that evening. And this is when the whole staff, all incoming freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors come, and we kick off the beginning of the school year very festively. We have a picnic, serve great food, and have our partners, community partners there. And you're able to handle so much business on the spot, meet administration, meet teachers, meet some of our partners, tour the building, visit classrooms, and again, reacclimate. The child is able to reacclimate themselves to the high school, and then you're able to experience the high school, and you actually will feel something. You will feel a goodness, great feelings once you interact with the Richfield High School team. And that is the conclusion of our presentation. At this time, we will take questions from you, and thank you again for listening in thus far.
Great, thank you, everybody. So we do have a couple of questions that have come in, and if anyone else has any, now is the time to type them in there. As I said at the beginning, we will take questions all the way up until 7:30 or until we run out, whatever comes first. And any questions that we are not able to get to right now on the webinar, we will still respond to and post answers to tomorrow on the website and send you a link to that. So the first question we have is from one of your incoming students. They want to know how many classes they can take, or how many different classes they get.
Okay, I'll answer that question. It's a 7-period day schedule, and so the child or the student, you can take 7 classes, and it depends on your AB rotations, because you may, for example, 10th hour have 2 elective classes that you take, and they just alternate on different days. But you take 7 up to 8 classes each semester, but you have a 7-period day schedule. You will only attend 7 classes per day.
Great, thank you. Another person has a question about counselors. Are the counselor assignments by last name changing with the addition of the 4th counselor?
Yes, they are. We have not decided exactly what that is. We all, having said that, we also know that we have students who have been here who have great relationships with their counselors, and we will take that into account. And so we have not yet determined how we will split up counselors by alphabet yet, and we will take into account those students who have strong relationships with counselors that they already have, and try to accommodate as many of those students as possible.
Great, thank you. So next one's for you, Dave. We had someone paying close attention to athletics and noticed that hockey was not listed. Is there a hockey team next year?
Then that was a mistake. Yes, we have 2 hockey teams. Our boys, both our boys and girls have opportunities to play hockey. Our boys are co-op with Southwest Christian Academy, which is in Chaska. But the majority of the games and practices take place at Richfield Ice Arena. They do play some out in Chaska. Those are our home games. Obviously, the away games depends on what team we play. And our girls have the opportunity to co-op with Holy Angels. Again, they use Richfield Ice Arena as their home rink, and so that works out great for our students and our families, because both practices and home games are nice and close for everybody to participate in. So yes, we have hockey.
Great, thank you. Next question, how do you sign up for the bus?
That is something that you can sign up for during family orientation. There is a form in the transportation office. I'm sure you can reach out to Sandy or someone within that office, Sandy Hogg or Dan Kressinger, if you want to go ahead and take care of that over the summer. If not, that team is represented at our orientation or open house, at our fall open house. And that's how you sign up.
And I will share their contact info on the website tomorrow when I do the Q&A, so you can look for that tomorrow on the website. Another question, my son is in a double advanced placement. It says see counselor for 12th grade. What will that lead to or mean?
Is it a particular class? Double accelerated in what?
I don't have any additional details. Maybe this person can type in again and I can come back to that
Okay.
one. All right. Have you found a long-term sub for the band teacher?
Yes, we have.
Okay. Is the afternoon picnic similar to the morning? If you can only attend one, which one would you recommend?
I would recommend that the student attend orientation.
The morning piece?
Yes,
Great.
morning. Yep.
All right. Someone wants to know if we're going to have a football team. I assume so.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, the whole world, we're going to have football. Just know that we are fully scheduling all of our fall sports. The plan, everybody is planning to have that. The reality of the world we live in is there's a quite a big amount of uncertainty about fall sports, and we're all feeling that. But know that we have all of our coaches hired and in place. We have schedules are set. We are ready to go. We are waiting, obviously, from direction from the state, Minnesota Department of Health and the Minnesota State High School League on what those will look like, if there's any adjustments to those. But we'll do everything we can to keep the public informed and notified if and when changes occur. But we are full go for fall sports right now.
Great. Another sports question. Where's the best place to learn about fall sports and sign up for, say, example, boys soccer?
There's two places. So as a ninth grader, first thing you should do is get on to, there were some Schoology pages listed on they were sent out to the middle schoolers, and they had links for groups for each of our fall sports. And so if you're interested in boys soccer, then you should join that group. Our coaches then will know that you are interested. They'll be able to send you information over the summer about opportunities to come out to the stadium, to start playing soccer, to start meeting other kids on the team and be involved. When we get to the beginning of August, then we'll be ready to register. And the place to go there would be our website. The athletic and activities website will have all the information and forms you need to register with starting dates and where to go. So those would be the two things. But yeah, number one, get on that Schoology group so we know that you're interested in, so we can start sending you information now. And then in the beginning of August, get registered for our fall sports.
Sounds good. All right, we're going to take one last question tonight, but we do have 10 or 15 more questions in here. So just everybody look for the Q&A tomorrow on the website, and we will email a link to that by the end of the day. So here's your final question for tonight. Is there security at the front entrance and or a police presence?
And prior to the new entrance, yes, we did have security present, and there were times when we did have our school resource officer at the front door. In our current situation, it is to be determined. It is a secured entrance, and so someone will have to let a visitor or guest in. And with the current climate of our country, it is to be determined as to if we will actually have a school resource officer in the front of the building.
Great. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for attending tonight's webinar. Look for an email from Richfield High School by the end of the day tomorrow with links and resources and Q&As. Thank you, Mr. Cook. Thank you, Ms. Vala. Thank you, Mr. Bowie. Thank you, Dr. Daniels. Have a great evening.